Hey guys, how's it going? So I just put together this little Hot Wheels miniature garden, partially for Benjamin and partially for myself because I thought it would be really fun because, like, to be honest with you, a 2-year-old playing with this garden needs to be extremely supervised because of the water feature and all of that, and it can get messed up pretty easy. I totally realize that. And I do want to create a garden for Benjamin that's mostly like sand and rocks and dirt where he can really get his cars in there and go for it because he does like to do that now. But I thought it would be fun to create kind of a naturescape, complete with a road, and use some of his cars, and I think it turned out really cute. So I do have this container right here, which we have done a few projects in. I did kind of a formal fairy garden or a formal miniature garden at one point with a big house and a brick walkway and all of that. And it's just a really nice low metal container. It does not have drainage, so it's something to keep in mind when you put together a garden like this. This one will want to stay probably up in our back sun porch or front sun porch for right now. That way you keep it under cover so it doesn't get a whole bunch of rain or moisture that could possibly pool at the bottom. You just want to be mindful of that. And then I just water really sparingly, and I only used 4 plants in this whole arrangement. I've got this little dwarf Mugo pine, and then this little, I have the tag, hold on. Okay, so I knew it was a cypress. I didn't know what kind. It's a golden mop thread branch cypress. And both of these grow fairly slowly. They're both very winter hardy, so they're ones I can take out and put out in the landscape if I want to later on. And then I used a couple of aloes from Little Prince Plants that we recently got, and I think that they look really cute. And even though we've got a succulent sort of plant and evergreens, they both like minimal water, especially in a no draining container sort of situation. So we should be very compatible on that account, as well as on light. They'll both like a lot of light. But let me just kind of talk through the steps here. So we filled it up with soil first, and I worked on my water feature, which honestly I might mess with it a little bit because I really wish, I can't really hear a lot of water, and I'd kind of like to hear the trickle a little bit more, but you can see it running. I have a little Tupperware reservoir buried right here, and then a tube that's attached to my little pump comes out of the reservoir and then kind of curls around this pile of rocks and then points right back down. It kind of goes down a ramp of black plastic back down into the reservoir, so that water just recycles. And I've been watching the water level, and it's looking really good. So that was probably the most tricky part of this whole arrangement, just because I had that black plastic lining, and you have to kind of build it up to where it's like this so that water's not getting up over and just filling the soil area rather than going back down to where it needs to go. So we did that first, and then I'm trying to think of what I did next because we did this in a 2-day process. We had to let the concrete dry. So I think that's what I did next. I used photo paper because it has a glossy finish on one side of the paper, and I cut it in strips and kind of create a barrier. And then I can pour my concrete, which I use Shapecrete for projects like this. I just mix it up till it looks kind of like just a creamy, like a thick, creamy consistency, and then I pour it in here and we let it dry for about 24 hours so that it was nice and set. For the bridge, I used a little piece of cardboard kind of as my form. It was kind of a stiff piece, and I punched it down into the soil on either side of the reservoir, and then I mixed up a little more Shapecrete but a little thicker so that I could kind of mold it to that concrete. The finish isn't quite as smooth on that, but it doesn't really matter that much. So the next day, today, we came in and pulled the photo paper off, and it just peels off really easy. And I painted my little lines on there, and then I just started to plant. Which, planting these two, even though the root balls were small, I went really slow and just made sure that I didn't disrupt any of the rocks in the center. And then I used a plant can, one of our White Proven Winners plant cans. I cut it to where I could create a little tunnel here. We spray painted it a brown, so it just kind of blends in because you can see parts of it popping through. I didn't necessarily want to cover the whole thing. And then I just used a bunch of random stuff, you guys, like just little sticks. I created a little like fence back here. I used popsicle sticks that I cut up into pieces on the bridge just to create something so that the rock or the car wasn't falling down into the rocks and into the reservoir. And then painted those red. What else? Moss. I used some mood moss and some royal pool moss, which I just have bags of for other projects. So I just used little amounts of those. And I gathered some other sticks and rocks from our driveway and a little bit of mulch to kind of top it off, because the soil I used regular potting mix, the Espoma Organic potting mix, and it does have perlite in it, that little white perlite. And I don't really like to see that on top of arrangements like that because you don't really see that in nature, like outside when you're driving down the road, you don't notice a bunch of perlite. So I wanted to put some mulch down just to kind of create an even consistency over the top. I also thought about using colorful plants, like making this really kid-centric, but I think it would have actually detracted from the cars. I could be wrong on that, but I just wanted it to look like these cars were driving down a road. Like any road that you and I would be driving down that had trees and nature and all that sort of thing around it. So that's pretty much it for this garden. I have not showed Benjamin yet, so he's actually with his Nana this morning. When he gets home, I'm really excited to show him this because I think he'll be interested. He'll want to touch the water. I'm gonna have to kind of just watch him with this, but it's a good teaching tool too, I think, to teach him to be gentle and things like that. And then we can create an area where he can be more, you know, kid and more little boy and just kind of messy and do his thing. But I think there's room for both. So that's it for this project and this video. If you have any other questions that I didn't cover, make sure to leave them in the comment section and we'll try to answer all of those things in our Monday weekly recap video. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and we will see you in the next one. Bye. Look at this. Do you like the tunnel? Watch this. Watch. Look. Beep, beep. Beep, beep.
Hi, beep, beep. Yeah. Beep, hut.
Yeah.
Beep, hut.
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep. Beep, hut. Beep, hut. It's done.
Is it wet? There's Russell.
Stop. Stop.
Stop. Good job.
Stop.
That says stop. Oh, he's so smart.